Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Sunday Slams, our poetry slam. And sometimes, we talk a little bit. I think today we're probably going to talk a little more than just poems because we don't have a full panel. But welcome in, everybody. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? So, basically, we just do low open poetry slam. You guys can submit your poetry at the email pin and get it read, or we can just listen to some good poetry from people. Um, but again, if you want to submit your poetry, the email is right there. If you guys just, want to just talk, you guys have any questions, anything like that, we could get a little discussion going. What's up, Crimson Red? Welcome in. RPG, welcome in. So yeah, guys, we don't have our usual panel. Hellbound usually hosts this live, but he had to do something, so I'm just taking over. I'm gonna try to chill with you guys for at least an hour. So again, if you guys have any questions, any discussions you want to have, if you have poetry you want to submit, I also have a poetry page. If you guys are interested in getting your poetry posted. So again, as you guys can see, I have a poetry page on Instagram, 1am underscore letters. I have a bunch of entries up there. So also, if you guys have any entry in particular you want to listen to, you can let me know in the comments. This is the little format I usually go for. So honestly, I think I'm gonna do this one. Entry number 13, and this is called The Alchemist. So it goes, the pain used to be unbearable. Now it leaves my body in the form of tears, like washing me of my sins. From dreams to reality, rising up feeling cleansed. New again, new attitude, new reactions. Better mind, better thinking. Better off dying was my mindset, but too scared to end it. Now I love life, the simple things. Even though negativity tries to break in, I let it and I turn it into love. Love the alchemist. So I feel like that poem is like pretty straightforward. Again, I always like to say, I feel like poetry, it's really about perception and basically whatever you perceive it to be, that's what it means. So like I may have my own meaning to my poem because I'm the author, but whatever meaning you have or that it gives you is also, you know, still right in a sense, like, you know. So just to kind of break this down, the pain used to be unbearable. Now it leaves my body in the form of tears. So I feel like crying is a good way of cleansing of negative energy or just thoughts or things you don't really want to think about. especially when you think about it in that way. So, a lot of people put like negativity into crying and like, oh, they're crying, they're sad, they're like not feeling good. But welcome in, Jinx. I'm I'm just breaking down one of my poems. So again, it's like I feel like when people think of tears and crying, they think of it in a bad way. But if you actually take that as a good thing, as far as you're crying and you're letting go, you're releasing these feelings and like releasing all this negativity, releasing all the pain through tears, then those tears in a sense become like tears of cleansing. Like they're cleansing you, they're washing you of all the pain that you have. And that's why the next line I say, like washing me of my sins. Um, because again, that pain is leaving my body through tears, and it's washing me of my sins and like everything that I've done and everything that I've also dealt with. After that, I'll go, from dreams to reality, rising up, feeling cleansed. So I kind of just threw in the dreams to reality in there, because again, I'm very spiritual, and a lot of my beliefs are spiritual. So that's why I feel this way about these things, and I'm a little poetic about it because, yeah, it's poetry, but it's also real. Again, rising up, feeling cleansed after purging your pain through tears, washing yourself of your sins, stuff like that. And then after the cleansing, being new again, having a new attitude, new reactions, better mind, better thinking, better off dying with my mindset. So, I used to think that ending it was the best way to deal with everything, but that wasn't the case. And, it goes into, but too scared to end it. That was definitely part of it. I was definitely too scared to end it. So I started kind of like doing stupid stuff. And it's like back then when I was younger. I'm 27 now. This is probably when I was 14, 15, 16, like my teenage years going through it. But again, now I'm new again. And I have a new attitude about myself, a new confidence. I react to things differently now than like compared to how I did before. So in a sense, I have a better mind, better way of thinking. But now I love life, the simple things. And a lot of people don't pay attention to the simple things, the small things. Like just waking up is a beautiful thing. Being able to walk, beautiful thing. Like having a shower, having a bed, having a fucking light switch. Like, small things, simple things. The more you start cherishing those things and being grateful for those things, the more you're like, what, my life is not that bad. Despite all the shit that I'm going through mentally or whatever, it gives you a little bit of hope. And then just ending it with, even though negativity tries to break in, I let it and turn it into love. And again, that's just, what an alchemist does. If you guys don't know what an alchemist is, definitely look it up. Because, you probably know about the study of alchemy, what an alchemist is. There's a different type of alchemist, which is a more spiritual thing, where it's like, I can take pain and hate and all those bad things, and I can turn it into good. And the way you do that is with forward motion. So basically, if you go through something and you're feeling very sad, you can choose to sit in that sadness and sit in that, and it won't be turned into anything. But if you take that sadness and you put it into a song and make a song out of it, that's being an alchemist. You just did like exactly, because again, it sounds like it's something hard to do or just something that's like hard to explain, but it's really just that simple. Like, you're feeling a certain way, you don't sit in it, you try to turn it into something else. You try to look at things positively. Yeah, Slash. So Sunday Slams is a poetry slam I just read one of my poems from my poem page. Usually it's Hellbound hosting it, but he was busy today. So I just took over. So I'm gonna try to be on for like an hour and kind of just, talk to you guys, kind of just vibe. Um, Again, usually I have somebody to kind of go off of, so it's just me. But that's cool. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Just broke down one of my poems. If you guys have any poetry, you can submit it to the email. Or if you guys just want to talk about something, you can also do that. If there's any topic you guys want to discuss, because we also have like discussions in these lives, and it's like less on the music and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Jinx. It's like living in the moment is as clear as just being present. And sometimes it's hard. Like even for me, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Like I have a lot of like back and forth with my mentality and trying to stay in the present because it's like so many things happen in the past that are kind of like stuck on you, and then it kind of gives you it creates that fear of what the future is going to bring. So instead of doing that back and forth, you just like stay present, stay where you're at. Just know, like have a goal and a path set, and you should be good. You know what I mean? Like I remember, and I'll say this too. There's two different types of present. There's the good way and a bad way. So, for example, when I was working at a marketing job, I was always at work. Like I will wake up at like 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, or like I'm capping. I was probably waking up like 7:30 to be there by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Our morning meeting started at 9. It was from 9 to 11, and then we would do like a little pep talk, then go out to the field, and it was sales. You know what I mean? So we did all that stuff before that, and it would be out on the field from 11 to 5 p.m. That was the usual time. But if you wanted to make your sales, sometimes you had to stay till like 6, 7. Then you wouldn't get to the office until like sometimes like 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then have to go home. It takes like an hour to get home. Get home like 9, 10, just to chill for like 2, 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like I would do all that, get home, smoke a blunt. This is back when I was smoking. Smoke, watch TV for like an hour, 2 hours, go to sleep, get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep to wake up and do it again. And I was doing that shit every day, every single day. And it wasn't that bad, but like I got into this routine and I felt like a robot. Like I was so in the present, but I wasn't aware. That's where a lot of people fuck up and they mess up. They'll be in the present, but it's like they're like on autopilot. And that's how I felt. Like I like it was one day I got home and same routine. It was with my girl in the bed, my ex, and like I just had like a couple seconds of awareness, and I was like, "Yo, like what am I doing? Like I'm literally just going. Like I'm not even like there was no like I didn't feel anything. It was just weird. I honestly felt like a robot, and I was so stuck in this routine of doing this every single day that, again, I was on autopilot, just doing the same thing. Go to work, wake up super early, go to work, morning meeting. You know, you got the meeting is always the same thing. People are like, woo, yellow, yeah. They do the bell. The bell was like, they say they have a list of people who like made over $100 the day before. I was usually on the list every day because I was pretty good at sales. They do that, and then we go into the a leaders meeting because I was a leader. We talk about where we're going. Boom, get your bag with your stuff in it, leave. Like, it was always different locations, but it was the same shit. You set up your table. You're yelling at people all day. Hey, you want a free phone? Hey, you want this? Hey, come here, come here. Doing that shit all day, and then finally going home to like literally like shower, smoke a blunt, watch TV for like 2 hours, and go to sleep, and then wake up, do it again. So like, eventually it started getting to me, and I ended up just leaving that job because, like, besides that, there was a lot of other things going on, but that was definitely a component. But again, that's like a bad way of being present because you're not aware and you're like a robot. You're just like, you know what I mean? Now, the good way of being present is pretty straightforward. It's just being aware of what you're doing at the moment and not like when the past problems or trauma comes up, you nip it in the bud. You don't just ignore it. You don't do that. You do what you basically do is you think about it. Why is it coming up? Why am I thinking about this? You always try to find the root of everything. So like, if I'm chilling, right, I'm in the present, I'm playing the game, playing the video game, and I'm in the video game, like I'm not paying attention to nothing else. I'm not worried about tomorrow, yesterday, whatever. I'm just there playing the game and chilling, smoking my cigarette, whatever. And then a thought of my ex comes up and it makes me feel sad. I'll feel it for a second, for a couple seconds. I'll feel it. I'm like, okay, damn, it's making me feel sad. And I'm like, why is it making me sad? I'll think about why it's making me sad. Once I find that, I'm like, I'll try to like make sure, okay, does this matter? Like, yes, it's sad, but does it matter? Is it gonna change? Is anything gonna be different? If I go, no, nothing's gonna change, it's gonna be the same, I go, all right, whatever. And sometimes the sadness either goes away or it stays there. If it stays there, just sit in it. Just sit in it and let it flow. But don't like feed into it. Because the thing is, a lot of people don't notice. When you feed into the sadness, you add things to it that have nothing to do with the thing that you're even sad about. So like the thing with your ex might come up, and then this might come up, and then that might come up, and then you have like 100 things that are making you sad all at the same time. That's another thing like you gotta be careful with. But again, being present is just like not just being aware of like the now, the moment, but also like being grateful every second, all the time of everything that's going on around you. So like as soon as I wake up, I'm grateful that I woke up. I say thank you, Most High. Thank you, ancestors, for waking me up another day. I start my day, no expectations. Whatever comes, comes. I have a pretty like solid schedule, but my schedule changes. Like I try not to keep a routine, and like now that I'm in this program for parole, I have a routine. So like it started bothering me a little bit because like I hate routines. I hate doing the same thing every single day. But instead of me being anxious about it and stressing about it, I was like, all right, even though I have the same routine and I gotta do the same things every day now, I'm still gonna try to switch it up, make it a little different, see things a little different. So that's something I've been kind of working on, and I've been doing all right with it. But again, being present is just being aware, being grateful, and just cherishing all the small things. But if you guys have any questions, any discussions, anything you wanna talk about, um, you're more than welcome to send a question and submit your poetry also. On that too, Jinx, yeah, a lot of people do spend most of their time working. And it's just like, I can't do that. I can't be that person. I can't. I tried. I tried being that person, and I just can't. There's no passion in it. There's no love in it. Even when I was working like a job that I really liked, it just wasn't giving me anything. Like I had a job at Dollar Tree, and it was a pretty good job. Like the hours were good. The bosses loved me. You know what I mean? And like it was a decent job, but it wasn't giving me anything. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's how they get you. You know, that's how they get everybody. We all need to afford rent and stuff that we like. You know what I mean? But that's why, like, I'm really pushing as hard as I can to create a business. And I've sacrificed a lot. Like, for one, leaving my job, um, being without a job for like a year. It's been like a year and some change now, and like just having to rely on like the universe to just have me in the right places at the right time. But it just comes with trust. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't want to trust the universe, and in a sense, leave it in God's hands. Like, they're like, oh, I have to work, I have to do this, I have to do that. But like, even with that, like, sometimes you gotta ask yourself, like, why are you working? Why are you trying to get money? Because like, yeah, you need it for rent. That's true. You need it to live. But I feel like sometimes people like have other things that they really want to have, and that's why they're working so hard. Like, it's funny because like most of the time when people say they have bills, they're talking about like Apple Music and Spotify and like fucking like the dumbest stuff that they call bills. They're never talking about rent or like the light bill or anything like that, because those are usually paid for. It's always like the extra stuff, and that's why I'm grateful that I'm like a very simple person, and I never had a lot, so I don't crave a lot. Like, honestly, when I was getting I was getting paid $14 an hour at Dollar Tree, and I was saving up pretty good money, and I was saving up pretty good money because when I get my check, I get myself 2 packs of cigarettes, like like 2 vapes, and then I'm good for the week. Like, I wasn't the biggest transactions that I had was probably getting like my studio equipment. Like, I got a whole bunch of these things that go on the wall. I got these. Um, Buying a mic stand and like just a bunch of studio stuff. I bought like LED lights. My spiritual stuff, of course. Like, I got a whole bunch of incense, a whole bunch of candles. Like, I got so much incense. This is how you know I'm pretty good at budgeting my money, because like I like to buy stuff in bulk. So like I remember like every day at work, like working at Dollar Tree, I would get like 2 or 3 soaps. They were like 125. It was a Yardley's. They were like these natural soaps, and I would get like 2 or 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them every day. And then people would be like, "Damn, bro, like, would you finish all your soap already?" It's like, nah, like I still have soap. I just like, if I see it, I'm gonna just get it. And I stacked up so much soap that when I ended up quitting my job, I think the soap that I bought lasted me like almost a year, because I was just buying it in bulk and just having it stored up. And then same thing with my incense. It's been a year since I bought that incense, and I still have like a couple of packs left because I just bought like boxes of it. And I still have a couple of white sages left. I have some sandalwood left. Like, I don't play with that shit. Like, the things that are essential to me, I had so much of it because I like to prepare just in case. But again, I sacrificed a lot. I could have been going out, partying, drinking, wasting money on weed and this and that. But I wasn't. Like, I think I was getting weed from my boy. My boy was giving me weed for free, so there was no point of me having to buy it. That was one thing. Um, I didn't really have to pay rent. I would just help my mom around the house. Like, I'd buy toilet paper. I would buy like stuff for the house. So I was spending like 100, Yeah, exactly. I barely ordered out. Like honestly, I would literally like. And look, even if I was paying rent, right? Like let's say I was paying like 800 to 1,000 for rent a month, I would have still had enough saved up. Because again, like budgeting money is not. I think people like think about it too much. Like they try to like basically like write expenses down and like do all this stuff on a notebook and like track this, track that. Like with me, I know how much I'm getting paid every 2 weeks, and my thing was once I got to $1,000 saved up, and like I was getting checks, and I would get up to like I would go from 1,000 to like 1,300, 1,600. The thing I would tell myself is my bank account can't go lower than 1,000. That's all I told myself. So if I already had 1,000 on there, got one check, now I'm at 1,600. I'll be like, okay, I'll wait like a week, and then I would buy like something big. I spent like 300, 400, $500 on just equipment and stuff I needed. Then I would go down to like 1,200. I'm like, okay, I'm still good. And then once I would get to like 11 or like 1050, I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm not touching that money anymore. So I don't want to go below 1,000. And then boom, that next week comes, and I'm back up. So I could have honestly had like, if I would have stayed at that job, I probably would have had like $10,000 saved up. But like shit happened. Um, I just decided like I'm just gonna spend all this money on my equipment or stuff that I need just in case. And then once I quit, it was like it was just spending the money as not as much as I could, but trying to spend less until it could last me, and then it was gone. But again, I trusted the universe. Like it's funny because the reason I quit my job was because I thought I was done with parole. I thought I only had 3 years of parole. So I quit like I want to say like a month before because I was getting ready to move to Puerto Rico, but then I was going to go to Connecticut first. Turns out that I had 2 more years left on parole. Instead of three, it was supposed to be 5. It was just a whole bunch of stuff going on with that. So I couldn't get the job back. But the thing is, right? I had a whole year to basically build up what I have now. So like if I would have never quit working at Dollar Tree, Bozy World probably wouldn't even exist. I'm being honest. None of this would be possible if I was still working at that job. Like yeah, I would have money, but I wouldn't have had the community. I wouldn't have had anything to even invest the money on. No idea. I probably would have just bought a car with that money and then wasted all of it and like just paying insurance and stuff like that, and that would have been gone. So in a sense, I'm happy that I left the job. I miss it. I still miss it. It was a good job. I was cashier, but I was also a stalker, mainly a stalker. I love stocking. Like that shit is so therapeutic. Just like they tell you, hey, this is your aisle. These are the things you get to clean it up. Organize everything. I love doing that shit. And then I would run the truck. Another reason that I left was because I should have been fucking manager. I should have been fucking like store manager already, but they were scared because I had a record. They didn't want me to get fired, so they never gave me the promotion. A whole bunch of bullshit. They gave other people the promotions, and like they were giving the manager credit for everything that I was doing for the truck and everything, like the back room, which is like where they store everything. So I was tired of that. I told her, I was like, yo, I told my boss, I was like, if you guys don't give me the promotion, I'm leaving.
And again, that was another reason why I left. But now, fast forward to the future, got this beautiful community, and I'm trying to build it up as much as I can with my team, and really just to. My main thing is I want people to learn how to network, how to be social, how not to be shy, because like I was that way. I was very antisocial. Didn't want to network with anybody. Didn't want to talk to anybody, and I had to learn how to like maneuver, specifically Instagram, just social media in general. And I've learned a lot, so I'm trying to show other people how to do that. And that's why I'm so strict when it comes to certain rules, because the rule is just going to set an expectation. And then I've had a couple times where people left the community because they thought it was too much, and like either it was too positive or like the rules were too much, and it was like, oh, it's so like why is it so serious, right? But then they would come back and be like, yo, I love this community. This is the shit. Because they go to other communities and they're too toxic. There's too much going on. Nobody's engaging. And that's something that I dealt with. And that's why I run my community the way that I do. Because I was in those communities too. Like super toxic. And I'm over here trying to be super positive. Yo, guys, let's chill. Let's not talk like that. Let's, let's network. Let's work. But nobody wanted to listen. So that's why I'm very strict on like positivity. Because like, I don't understand why people think like just because somebody is so positive, like there's somebody to play with, or like they're like this super like just soft person. Like that's not what it is at all. Like it's all about I'm all about peace and love. Like that's been my message for the longest. And now I have a community. I have you know I have a platform to reach more people and try to like help more people, especially the younger people. That's my main thing because when I was younger, I didn't have that guidance from anybody, so I'm trying to be that guidance for other people. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy because I've seen a couple people like actually give up and quit and just say I'm done with this, especially in the last couple days. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I was there. I, I've been there a couple times, especially going into the new year because I just had so much shit happen to me in January that doesn't make sense. That really like made me want to like just give up on everything. But I think like people just when if you give up, you're only thinking about yourself, and that's how I felt. I was like, if I give up, I'm only thinking about myself. I have a lot of people that, for one, look up to me, and I know that for a fact. And I have people that rely on me when it comes to the community. This shit doesn't run without me. It just doesn't, because nobody is as hungry as I am, and that includes my team. Don't get me wrong. I feel like my team is as hungry as me, but I'm still hungrier because I have to be. I'm the main. I'm the lead. I'm the one who started this. So like, when everybody's feeling like giving up, I have to be the one that's like, nope. And even when I feel like I'm giving up, I can't. I just can't. And I'm so used to proving people wrong that that gives me even more motivation. You know what I mean? And like, I'm telling you, there was a couple times I was like, man, I'm done with this shit. I'll give up. But then I would think about all the lives that I've changed since I started doing this. And a lot of people don't notice. Like, it's not just me either, right? Like, a lot of people do this on a daily. You can change somebody's life just by what you say to them or how you react to what they say. Like, people need to be more attentive to that. Because once I started being attentive to it, I started noticing again how much I was influencing and actually helping people. So now I'm more like, again, attentive to it, and I'm more careful. So I try to, like, again, just be careful with what I say and who I give my time to, how much time I give them. Yeah. And you know what's crazy? It's not even the songs. Like, don't get me wrong, like with my music is very positive and very motivating. And I have had a lot of people like listen to my music and like it helps them. But I help people more when I speak, when I do things like this. Or like when I'm in the group chat and somebody's going through it and I say something to help them. Or like I just talk to them. Or somebody hits me up and they're having a bad day and I can tell and I'm just like try to make them smile, like give them good advice. Never I never try to stray anybody away from anything. So yeah, the music is cool, but like, besides the music, it's really just being yourself and doing it publicly or like on a big platform so people can have something to hope for.
No.
So Jinx, you say you had a song you wanted to submit or something like that? All right, let me check the email. All right, I got it. All right, guys. So this is a little poetry submission from Jinx the Sweet. So Jinx says this is not actual poetry; it's really lyrics from a song. But hey, we can still count that because poetry and music coincide with each other. So let's go ahead and read this. So this is from a song called Annihilation. So let's read it. I tried to gain your attention, then you notice when I'm manipulative. Back when you called me out on my toxin. 1, 2, 3, 4, get back through that door. 5, 6, 7, 8, I will annihilate. I cannot say that word. I will annihilate, and I'm gone till dawn. I'm weird. I'm crazy. I'm a little bit of baby, and I love to be treated with respect. That's all that's needed. I could prove the pain to you that we put it past. It's through. Even when we fight all day, at the end, I pray Sunday. My religion isn't strong, even if I give off wrong. Faith to me is like a light. that keeps fading in the night. I lied to you to keep you satisfied. Then you come calling my name at midnight. I just wish you saw how I felt. 1, 2, 3, 4, get back through that door. 5, 6, 7, 8, I will annihilate. Creeps like to stalk me at night. They always like to send me pics. I don't understand why I'm living this life of a lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, get back through that door. 5, 6, 7, 8, I will annihilate. I said it's kind of dark. Now I like this. Honestly, I would love to hear the song. So if you have the song, you can send that too. We can just play the song. But I do like this. So Jinx, can you tell me a little bit what this poem, well, this written means to you? Cause like to me, it's like a lot. There's like a lot going on in this. Like it's not really just one thing. It's like a little bit of love, a little bit of self doubt, a little bit of like anger. That's okay, no worry. I still play it. He said basically it means like me not feeling confident enough in myself and conflicted with my inner self, and also not feeling like I'm wanted or loved enough, like no one cares. Yeah, I feel that. But if I'm not mistaken, I feel like you only feel that way because of somebody else. Somebody made you feel that way. Yeah, definitely send me the song. I'm looking forward to hearing this. And if you want, I could put this on my poem page as a little entry. That would be dope. Perfect. So I'm gonna show you guys again the poem page, so you can kind of see the format that I have for it. And I'll make all your posts like this also. So like there'll be like a nice cover. And I write the poem out in a little setting like this. And then I also write it on paper and take a picture. All right, perfect. Let me know when you send it through. Also, while we wait, I might as well show a song. The reason I always show this song on poetry slams is because it's called "The Art of Poetry." It's an older song, and I tried to write it like it was a poem, just in a song form. So while we wait for your song, I'll just play that. So this song is called The Art of Poetry. It's a year old, but I think it's older than that. I feel like it's 2 years old. I don't know why. Like, SoundCloud times be off. But yeah, I'll show this and then I'll play your song, Jinx.
Wanted some diamonds, wanted some right one, kind of some memories. Lost a lot of them, slowed down my climb, and probably my fault. Don't look down, everything is looking up. Fill a cup, sit still in my head, sick still, locked in the studio. Not trying to get to you, not focus on the past. Make my presence last. Bet you I ain't last if I'm not first. But the game is out for you. Read between the lines, nothing personal. Saw it in her eyes, oh that's merciful. Why they always lie? People acting sentimental. Don't check up for none. Tryna be the one. Only thing I hear is me. Only think less and dream more. Sink less than write much more. My inside jump more exhausted. Exhausted. Love, fake blood and paper. Chase nothing. Take more, get up, more. Hit them all in cash flicks. Hit the door, get active. Anxiety, I'm now I'm acting classic. Like the only smile. Wanted some diamonds, wanted some white, one kind of some memories. Lost a lot of them, slowed down my climb, probably my fault. Don't look down, everything is looking up. Fill a cup, sit still in my head, sick still, locked in the studio. Not trying to get to you, not focus on the past. Make my presence last, trying to get to you. Last, focus on the past, make my presence last. Bet you I ain't last. Not too fast, not to slow it down. Spiral, then I crash. Only thing I live and outdid every version that I thought I could be. Don't remember, used to jot all poems on whatever I could write on. That's me, Louis V. Since I learned that I could see real young, cause I seen my reality. What is yours, truly blood is yours, crazy thing you got it, with it, crazy things on body, you got it, lately I've been saying on body, lately I've been solitude, not to be rude. Wanted some diamonds, wanted some kind of some memories, lost a lot of them, slow down my climb, probably my fault, don't look down, everything is looking up. Fill a cup, sit still in my head, sick still, locked in still. Oh, not trying to get to you, not trying to get to you, not focused on the past. Make my presence last. Bet you I ain't last if I'm not first. But the game is out for you. Read between the lines, nothing personal. Saw it in her eyes, so that's merciful. Saw it always lie, people acting center. What it always lie, none. Try to always lie. Wanted some diamonds, counted some, yeah. More as I jump more, probably more. Don't look down.
So yeah, guys, that was the art of poetry, an older song that was like 2 years ago. And again, I like to show that song because again,
my mindset going into the song was I'm gonna try to make the song as poetic as possible. So it's not really one of those songs that are like party vibes or like you can hear it in the club or like you can dance to it. It's more a song where you can listen to it and try to get something out of it. And it only had like 50 plays. It wasn't that big of a song. It was like around the like when I first started rapping again. So, again, I think it's straightforward. Like if you actually listen to the song and try to see what I'm like basically talking about. But yeah, I'm talking about love, but it's not just that. There's a lot of things that I talked about in this song. Wanted some diamonds, not the right ones. Counted some memories, lost a lot of them. So just straightforward. Wanted some diamonds, not the right ones. Like she didn't want like a wedding ring, like a diamond ring. She wanted like money. So that's what that means. Counted some memories, lost a lot of them. Again, straightforward. Just sitting there and trying to count the memories that we have that are good and haven't lost a lot of those memories because it turned out they weren't real. But again, always recommend you guys to go listen to that song and really try to find the deeper meaning to everything that I'm saying because like it sounds like regular stuff, but it's a lot to unpack there. But yeah, I always love showing that song when it comes to Sunday Slams. So I'll go ahead and do Jinx, the music's. Yeah, Jinx, do their song. And then I might wrap it up after that. Because we're almost at an hour. Try to keep it to an hour when we don't have too many hosts. It's just me, so. Again, guys, this is Annihilation. I cannot say that word to save my life. This is the one that I read earlier. Now you guys get to hear it, so. Oh, wrong thing. Dang it. Mount inside jump more. Again, guys, this is Jinx the Sweet. It's called Annihilation. Let's get it. Let me know if you guys can hear that. Thank you for letting me know. Did not add it to the stage. And I thought it did. Hold up. Run it back.
I tried to gain your attention. Then you notice when I'm manipulative. Back when you call me out of my tongues. 1, 2, 3, 4, get back through the door. 5, 6, 7, 8, I will annihilate. I'm kind till dawn. I always feel like I'm stupid. Satiric cares. I'm weird, I'm crazy, I'm a little bit a baby, and I love to be treated with respect, that's all that's needed. I can prove the pain to you, that we put it past us through, even when we fight all day, and then end and pray Sunday. My religion isn't strong, even if I give off wrong. They to me is like a light that keeps fading in the night. I lied to you to keep you satisfied. Then you just wish you saw how I felt. 1, 2, 3, 4, get back through that door. 5, 6, 7, 8, I will annihilate. Things that do stop me and their friends like to send me pics. I don't understand why I'm living this life I realize. 1, 2, 3, 4, get back through that door. 5, 6, 7, 8, I will annihilate.
All right, guys, and that was Annihilation. I finally said it right because I heard Jinx say it. I kept butchering that word. That's what happens when you're born Hispanic. But I like this. I don't know why you said it was terrible. I mean, the mix could definitely be better. Like the vocals could definitely sound better, but I don't think it was like as terrible as you made it seem. I liked it. I liked it because like it. I wanted to hear the song because when I read it, you know, I can only read it in the way that I read things. So to like hear it be said in your own like energy, like gave it that like extra kick that I really needed to like understand what you were like kind of going for. But I like it. I like the vibe. This reminds me of like Hellbound a lot, like his flow. But I liked it. I really did like it. That was like very interesting. Um, Honestly, I would say like um, try to reach out to somebody who can help you mix those vocals a little better. And I think that would be a hit if I'm being honest with you. Like that's really good. And honestly, I could honestly see Hellbound doing those same lyrics. Like if you sent him that beat and those lyrics and had him say it instead of you, I think that would be cool. That'd be something cool to do. So like that would be my suggestion. Like just a little feedback. Like if you wanna like either talk to somebody about mixing it better, because you know it doesn't sound that bad, but you could definitely get a better mix on it. Or if you get Hellbound to do it, just send him the lyrics and the beat and the song with the lyrics on it to have him recreate it. I think that would be so dope. That would be so dope because I liked it. I love the like the horror aspect to it, and like I do like the flow that you chose. I like that a lot. I liked it a lot. Like the 1, 2, 3, 4, uh, 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 like I like that cadence and everything. Like the whole vibe overall. This is given like this could be like an intro to like another song. You know what I mean? So I mean that was dope. I liked it. It definitely again gave me the full feeling of what you were going for. You should look. I'm big on recreating older songs. Like I don't know if you guys ever heard 1997. It's on my SoundCloud. Let me pull it up. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm just gonna show you guys like the cover and stuff. Damn, it's been that long. Like this song right here, 1997. Like this song is actually a recreation
of another song. So this song is about a year old, and the original song is from 2021. So the original song, and I might still have it up here. So there you go. Look, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I made this song called Arkham, and it was like very. I'll play a little bit of it, just a little bit, so you guys can hear like the.
Yo, 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 yo. It's Louisville. It's 201 shit. Jersey City shit. Yeah. You should be childish right around August, right around time I tried to come up. Just shit 90, but I've been wild. Niggas been styling, I've been just climbing. Look at my palms, look at your bra, cause she style.
So right, that's the original from 3 years ago, and then this is the recreation 11 months ago.
Yeah. Louisville, It's be childish, right around August, right around time I tried to come up, just in 19, but I've been wildin', niggas been styling, I've been just climbing, look at my palms, look at my, cause she styling, never look back, bitch.
So you see, it's like it's literally the same song, but the one from 3 years ago only got 100 plays. This one is literally at 314. So like, all I did was change the beat. I went with a chiller beat, more wavy, not as hard, and the cadence changed, the flow changed, but the words were the same. So like I always, ever since I did that, you know, I did it to a couple other songs here and there. What's up, Willa? Welcome in. But again, I always recommend people to go back to their older stuff and recreate it, because like for one, it's fun. Two, you already know the song, so it's gonna be easier to do it the second time, and it always does better. I don't know why, but it does. Like another example, I'll show you guys a little something. So this is my old page from like 2017, and I had this song right here, Obnoxious Style. So I'll show you guys a little bit of my verse.
I'm on my flow shit, up, switch it up, off that horn, yeah, I said it back. You ain't on my level, pencil skills too sharp. You ain't on my level, I've gone too far from the start. Wait till I really get it, yeah, I said it back on it. I get on it, never fall off that horse, pass that torch. I wanna light up,
switch it up, right? So look, that's 7 years ago. Now fast forward, I recreated that song, part of it. Where is it? Here it is.
Skills too short, my race. Pencil skills too short, my mind race. Can't believe that way. Remember all the times like this, how my mind learns how to turn thoughts away and away. Third eye, elevate, never hesitate. Make it straight there that I built for my core. Get your thoughts straight and lane skate 3, rolling up this. Pencil skills too sharp, you ain't on my level. I've gone too from the start. Wait till I really get it. Yeah, I said a bit on it. I get on and never fall off that horse. Press that torch.
So there you go. Yeah, you guys heard the part. Same song. I literally just, what I did, I recreated the verse. So I kept that first part, pencil skills too sharp, and then I did a different verse with it. But then the second verse, I brought back the original verse and I just re-edited it to like my style now and to like the way I thought now. And like, again, that song, the first one, it got up to like 1,300 plays back like 7 years ago.
and this one did 16, almost at 1700. So like it did just as good and better at the same time than the first time the song was released. So again, always recreate your stuff like it's yours. You know, you have newer fans now. You have different people that never heard your other stuff, so it's not gonna be like, you know. Like I'll tell you right now, Jinx, we make people in our community drop their music, and best believe if you send us unreleased music to reviews, we're gonna tell you to drop it ASAP, and we're gonna give you the feedback and the constructive criticism you need to fix it if it needs fixing, to get it out. Cause like, you know, there's no point of keeping your stuff unreleased. Like, just put it out there. You know, there's a lot of songs on my SoundCloud that like never got the love that it deserved, but it's out, and like I love it, and eventually it did get the love that it deserved. Like even with Blame Game is another song that's from like, wait, am I still sharing? Let's go deep in the archives. Right here, Blame Game. Blame Game is from a year ago. I want to say 2 years ago, though. I don't think it was a year ago. It might have been, but not. It's definitely closer to like a year and a half. Only had 147 plays, but when it first came out, it only had 60 plays. And not just that, Harzin really liked the song, so when I played it for one of our afternoon throwbacks, which you don't do anymore, he was like, "Yo, send me this," and he made a remix from it, and the remix is beautiful. You know what I mean? So like, and it was one of those songs that I was not gonna release, but I did. And even though it only got 60 plays at the time, I was happy about it. And again, since then, it's gotten more love, more plays. So like, you never know. Some songs just take longer to get that love. You know, like "Nice Girl." That's another song that I dropped. And back in March, like last March, and it only got like 10 plays in the first week, and now it's my highest song on all platforms. That's like 3K streams, which again, I'm off all platforms now, but you know, at the end of the day, you just gotta drop your stuff, for real. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate everybody who pulled up today and showed love. We do these every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we read some poetry. So you got to hear some poetry from me. As always, we heard some stuff from Jinx. That was cool. You heard a couple songs. We also try to have a couple discussions, if we can. We didn't have too much of a panel today, so that's why I'm getting off at an hour. Trying to keep it short and just show it for you guys, so you guys have something to like getting to sink your teeth into. So if you guys want to go back and watch the live, you can. And again, you'll see some cool poetry. We talked about some deep aspects that came from the poem and then turned into a conversation. And that's something that I love. Another thing that poetry does. But again, I appreciate everybody who's here, who was here. It means a lot to me. I really wasn't going to get on, but I was like, you know what? Let me just show up. Let me do it. Got to do it. You know what I mean? So again, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We have Artists on Artists next Tuesday. That'll be the next live. So I think Malachi Manson is going to be the guest for that Artist on Artist, and that will be on YouTube. So definitely follow RPG, aka Jeremy Glines, on YouTube, so you don't miss that. Then we have Friday reviews, as always. So bring your music on Friday. Be ready to submit your stuff. If you guys want to have any of your poetry posted, you can DM me at 1am_letters, and I will get your poetry posted. Yeah, and I think that's it. Again, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And thank you, Jinx, for rocking with me also. Thank you, Willa. Thank you, RPG. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the real goats. And I will see you guys next week for another Poetry Slam. Peace and love.